Starters orders, and they're away, and if ever they're going to have to dig deep, Great Britain will call on all the reserves today. A lane order for you in the final of the men's heavyweight Coxless fours. The Czech Republic in 1, Italy in 2, Netherlands in 3, New Zealand in lane number 4, and we're watching Great Britain in lane 5, and in lane 6, when we're alongside Greece. And Dan, the nerves now in this crew will be just right on the edge, won't they?
There's a lot of pressure on Tom James because he's come into the crew. He's not race fit. He's not really match fit because he's been taking exams. He didn't get in the 8, so he's. I think yesterday's semi-final against New Zealand, where they really battled over the course to try and win it. I think that would have taken a lot out of him, and I'm not sure that he has the same reserves that the others would have. So they're under a lot of pressure here. They've gone into the lead here, but the real test is going to come in the second half of this race.
Just down the lane order, Steve Williams sits in the bow seat. Peter Reid, the commander, in seat number 2. Tom James, he's the sub there in the seat number 3. And we've got Andy Hodge in the stroke seat. Great Britain sitting in lane number 5. There they are, just closest to us now, just starting to creep away. And if anyone can do it, Andy Hodge in the stroke seat. He's just such a great competitor. They're coming up now towards 500. It's a canvas up from Great Britain, but they led this at this position in the semi-final yesterday.
Tom is Tom at 3 there is a very, very good athlete. He's terribly well connected. But he doesn't have that full power that the others have, and the British crew is a lot about power and growing well behind Andy Hodge. New Zealand, though, really were fantastic in Amsterdam. They won that against the Dutch, who are just there alongside them now. Lovely fluent movements there from the Dutch. They move very well indeed, and now they're the ones who are beginning to move up there to challenge Great Britain.
What interesting psychology going on out there on the water at the moment. Look at the conditions. The water is just like a mill pond around them. The focus inside each lane. Netherlands in lane 3. New Zealand in the black strip in the middle of your picture there in 4. Great Britain in lane number 5. Now the questions will be starting to ask as we get through this middle 1,000. Look at the Dutch there in the orange strip starting to move on. Great Britain. Was the whole sort of philosophy of doing that and the reason to do the Super 8 down in Amsterdam, is that going to come back to haunt these guys today?
I think it could. A little bit of fun it was, but it certainly hurt the pairs' chances a lot. But it certainly also, I think, hurt the 4 because the injury there to Alex might have been to do a little bit with that change.
So we're into new territory now as we come through the halfway mark in the final of the men's Coxless 4. Great Britain leading, but only just. Usually, for the past 29 races, they have been in a commanding position at this stage, going on strong. They know that they've got the 1,000 behind them. They're going to do a big push, which will just open up the field. Here now, we're in a bit of uncertainty because they know that New Zealand, here we're watching New Zealand going through the picture, Hamish Bond and Eric Murray in the stern pair of that crew, and beyond them, Netherlands in lane number 3. Look at that. There's still 2 crews still hunting down Great Britain here. The focus, the energy from all the 3 guys around. Tom James in the 3 seat. The guys must be willing him on now just to lift this boat forwards.
Gary, he's doing a good job. Just look. I mean, he's bringing actually quite a nice smoothness to it there, but they do miss the power of Alex, don't they? That's the difference, and it makes that extra second or 2 difference. But they are holding well. They've got 700 meters to go. New Zealand are still struggling a bit, but New Zealand have a big finish, and that might well start to have an effect in the last 500 meters.
And the Dutch there in lane number 3 starting to move again. So it gets cat and mouse as we come up towards the final timing mark, where all these crews will do nothing more than sprint for the line. We're looking at Great Britain closest to us here. They've never been in this apart from yesterday in the semi-final, but even in that, they led through the 1,500 meter mark, only to see New Zealand row through in the last 250 meters. Now is going to be so close. Here we're coming through the final timing mark. Great Britain from Netherlands, from New Zealand. There's nothing in it in those 3 crews. Every single stroke is crucial. Steve Williams in the bow seat, charging them on, calling them now. Up the rate goes here. This is an incredible race from Netherlands in lane number 3. And what can New Zealand down in lane 4? Have they got the push to go through?
Watch Italy coming now at the top of the picture there. Italy, fast finishers always. Italy have always been good in Coxless 4s. They're coming as well. But my goodness, look at the Dutch now. They've really moved out. That lovely flowing movement. They've gone right out now to about half a length ahead of Great Britain. And New Zealand coming as well. Italy have gone through New Zealand. This is a fantastic finish now. We've got in about 300 metres.
Tom James there looking right from the 3 seat. You've got to keep your focus in the boat. Let Stevie Williams in the bow seat call it home. Out to a length, Netherlands in lane number 3. Jules Vermeulen in the stroke seat. But here comes the British crew again. The British charge is on. Stroke for stroke, they are starting to reel in the Dutch crew. The black all strip of New Zealand in lane 4. At top of the picture there, we're looking at Italy in the 2 here. The British boat are coming back. It's going to be very close. Can the Dutch hang on? They were rowed through by New Zealand in Amsterdam 3 weeks ago. Inside 100 metres, the Dutch are hanging. The British are coming. The all-black strip of New Zealand all the way through here is going to be close. We're coming up to the line, the last few strokes, and the Netherlands have got it only just. And how close was that race? It's Netherlands from Great Britain, from New Zealand, and the British heads go down in just disgust here. And look at the excitement and look at the absolute power that it took from the Netherlands to hold on in the last 100 metres.
Do you know, that was I think what happened in the semi-final between Britain and New Zealand took a lot out of them, and that's how the Netherlands, I think, got through here today in the final. But what a great bit of a fight back there at 42 from the British 4. But no, all credit to the Dutch for timing it really very well indeed.
Psychologically, this is going to be a huge race for the Dutch because they were always comfortable. They let the British crew know that they love sitting in their wake. And there it is, an incredible sight. Netherlands first, Great Britain, who would have thought it, in second place. New Zealand in third, get the bronze.